Hello, hello. You are watching the YouTube channel of Taylor Muscle, founder of the Women's Muscle Movement, developing mindsets for resilience and optimal living. Hello, League. Thank you so much for joining me today on this video. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel today. I really appreciate it. If this is your first time on my channel, my name is Alexa Ray, and I'm here to join with you and help you as we journey closer towards a mindset of resilience. Now, today I'm going to be talking to you about the interpretation bias. Lately, I've been studying a lot about our cognitive biases, and I encourage you to do the same. It's hella interesting. But one of them that I thought I wanted to share with you at the moment, which I'll probably end up sharing more with you later on, is the interpretation bias. So the interpretation bias basically tells us how things tend to be the way that we interpret them to be. That makes sense? How things are the way that we interpret them to be, right? So this is where the self-fulfilling prophecy comes from, which I'll explain in a little bit. But part of my explaining this to you is that, one, you can understand that you have control over your interpretations. And two, for a better outcome, for a better response, change the way you interpret things. So I took a couple notes here just so I can keep myself on track. But with the self-fulfilling prophecy, you may know what this is. I'm pretty sure everyone knows what this is, but basically if you don't, self-fulfilling prophecy is you say something's going to happen, you say something is the way that it is, and it is the way that it is. It just happens to miraculously be. And that's not to say that our interpretations are always self-fulfilling prophecies. It's not. Sometimes I'm sure, we're correct in our interpretations and whatnot, but other times it is the self-fulfilling prophecy. And that's because we are looking for ways for our interpretation to be correct. One of the examples I thought about is that if we have a friend who we think is shy, we continue to perpetuate the person's shyness by behaving in a manner that causes them to perform those same behaviors that we judge as shy. For instance, let's say we're at a networking event or a social gathering, and instead of allowing the friend to, introduce himself as well, we're introducing the friend constantly. Or maybe there's some drinks by the table that there's a huge social group chatting by. Instead of letting the friend go and get the drink, you say, "Oh, you want something over there? Oh, okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get it." Because you already have this idea that the person is shy, you're behaving in a manner that just helps to perpetuate their behaviors that makes you judge them as shy, or causes you to judge them as shy. Make any sense? Anyhow, I hope it does. So, one of the things that I personally do for this, an interpretation bias, is if I'm doing something and I hear my thoughts telling me that, man, this is hard, or if I'm saying this is hard, I immediately switch off and I'm like, this is easy. Man, this is so easy. This is so easy. And I do it to my boyfriend as well. He has a tendency to say things are hard. And what I'll do is like, what? No? What do you mean? That's so easy? Man, that's so easy. And then we'll go back and forth saying, oh, that's so easy. That's so easy. It's because we're switching our the thoughts that we're having, the interpretation of this is so hard. What is this is so hard going to really do for us? Think about that for a second. This is so hard. Is that helping me in any way? Is that helping us in any way? No, it doesn't. One of the things that I did want to point out in my notes here is that when we say things are easy or hard, we're really clouding the situation with superficial judgments. Easy or hard is so superficial. There's a lot more depth to it. And so we got to go further and look at the situation for what it is. So, in the situation of something's being easy or hard, if we look further into it, we can dissect it further, and it could be, I know this aspect of this thing, but I don't know this aspect. And in order to know more about the aspect that I don't know about, I'll have to contact someone who does this and ask them to teach me. I have a fear about doing that, but I'm going to do it anyways because I know it'll get me to where I want to be. You know, we're looking at all the facts of the situation. We're calling it for what it is. We're not just saying easy, hard, but we're calling it for what it is. I know this. I don't know this. I'm afraid about this. And so that's why I'm having these resistance towards, performing these certain behaviors that are going to get me closer to my goals. And that's it. We're looking at it for what it is. Easy or hard is just on the surface, and we can play with that because our mind does have superficial judgments like that. We can play with it. If we're saying something's hard, say it's easy. It's easy. This is so easy. But then go further. Take it that step further to really look at the situation for what it is. So, that's it at the end of my notes, but I want to share that idea with you. I hope that was really helpful. Conclusion, things are only as we interpret them to be. If we want a different response, we want a different reaction, interpret differently. We have control of that. It's empowering. That's how it feels for me. I hope it feels the same for you. If it doesn't, I'm sorry, but I want to share that with you. Interpretation bias. So if you like the video, like it, thumbs it up, comment down below if you'd like to, and subscribe to the channel. Till next time. Subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.